All right, and we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mac to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast. What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great day today. Today is actually Sunday. I'm having to hop on here a day early and do the podcast than when I normally do it because I have a meeting I have to go to for work tomorrow around the same time that I normally do the podcast. So instead of putting it off until later, I decided to go ahead and get on here a day before and get it done so we can still get it uploaded and drop y'all some value for the week. But with that being said, 1 week of 2024 is now over. 1 week. So I hope all you New Year's resolution people, new year, new me. I hope y'all had a great first week. I hope you're still doing it. It's only been 1 week. If you already quit for 1 week, then there's a problem there. So hopefully y'all are still doing it. I hope y'all feel good about it still. Hopefully y'all are crushing your goals. And if not, if you have any questions, if you're stuck somewhere, if you don't know what to do, hit me up. Hold on. Bro, my computer is tripping. Hold on 1 second. I don't know how to turn this off. All right. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. I don't know why my computer is playing it back like that. That's so weird. Oh well. I don't know. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. If not, we'll just redo the podcast. Oh well. Yeah, like I was saying, hopefully y'all are crushing y'all's goals. 2024. It's only been 1 week, so y'all still should be doing it. If not, or if you have any questions or if you had a blocking point or whatever, hit me up. I'll help you. Shoot me a message. I'll do what I can. But if you're doing great, keep crushing it. Good luck to y'all. I know y'all gonna do big things. Y'all gonna lose that 10 pounds. Y'all gonna build that chest that you've been trying to build for years. Y'all got this. Keep going. Um, a quick little update. Normally when I do my podcast, I do it live before I edit. 'Cause after I do it live, I'll edit it and update it, upload it to like the podcasting service, so like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and stuff. But normally when I go live, I used to only go live to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch. And now my streaming service that I use, it now has Instagram and Twitter, or X if you want to call it X, which I think is stupid. Why would they change the name to X? I don't know. That was a dumb marketing decision in my opinion, but I'm still gonna call it Twitter. So yeah, now we got Instagram and Twitter on here. So now I'm going live in 6 different places. So yeah, we're doing our thing. Y'all tune in, listen to it live. I normally go live Monday at about 6 p.m. Central Time. But hey, sometimes there's bumps in the road and you got to change up a little bit, which is what we're doing today. But yeah, y'all tune in. Shameless plug, y'all follow me. All of my social medias, Murphy Mac Fit, or you can probably just find me by searching Murphy McCammon. Follow the YouTube channel, the Fitness Beginner Podcast. So yeah, let's hop into the top podcast topic of today, which is top 10 leg exercises for building muscle. So y'all know the legs are the lower body powerhouse. Legs are some of the biggest muscles in your entire body, which means they kind of they're not that fun to work, if we're being honest. Like, I don't know very many people that just enjoy leg day. Like, to me, I do not enjoy leg day. Leg day is the one day I don't look forward to going to the gym, but it's necessary. You got to do it. You got to train your legs. You can't train your upper body and not train your legs. And I made this mistake. After high school, when I quit playing sports, I I just thought to myself, well, I don't really need my legs to be strong anymore. Like, I'm not playing sports. I'm not running. I'm not doing all these things. So I was like, I'm gonna quit working my legs, and I did. I quit doing my legs for at least 2 years, if not 3 years, in college. And then one day I realized that my legs started lacking behind. Like, I was still training everything else except for my legs, and my legs they started lagging behind. They were smaller than the rest of my body. So I was like, I got to start working my legs again. And one thing that I realized is that working your legs, like getting your legs stronger, will literally make the rest of your body stronger too. I know it don't sound like it don't make sense, but it really does. Like, having a powerful base is going to help the rest of your body. It's just like building a house. When you build a house, you're going to build a foundation first. You're going to build the bottom, what's going to hold it up. Well, for a human, that's your legs. Your legs is your base. It's your foundation. It's what's going to hold you up. So building a strong base is going to help develop the rest of your body as well. So when I realized this, I got back into training legs, and I've made some progress on my legs since then, but in my opinion, they still kind of lag behind a little bit. They're still not where I want them to be. So we're training the legs extra hard. We're trying to get them right, trying to get them where they need to be. But and the way I've been doing that is using these 10 exercises that we about to give you. And these are all opinion based. These are exercises in my opinion. They're not scientifically backed or anything, but these are the ones that I do and I think are the best. So let's hop right into it. Number one, first and foremost, we're going to start it off with the king of all leg exercises. And y'all probably know which one I'm going to say. And no, it's not the deadlift, it's the squats or the squat, whatever you want to call it. So squats, these are going to be the best bang for your buck, build muscle lift that you can do. It's going to build your overall leg strength and size. So it's really a compound lift. Like it's going to work multiple muscles in your legs, like not just one muscle group, pretty much working your entire leg almost. And even though I did say these are the king of all leg exercises, I would not recommend these to all people. I don't, because they're kind of hard to do the correct way. So if you're going to do the squats, you really, really, really have to focus on building your technique first before you start loading a bunch of heavy weight onto it, because you can injure yourself very, very, very easily by doing squats the wrong way, because you're loading up a bunch of weight and putting it on your back. And then if you're doing it the wrong way, you can hurt yourself. And I actually stayed away from squats for a very long time because I injured my lower back in high school, and it just never went back the same after that. So I avoid heavy squats at all costs. I have worked squats back into my routine, but I do not do a lot of weight. I literally do squats strictly for like mobility movements and just keeping my body healthy and limber. I don't load up the barbell with a bunch of weight like I used to, because I don't want to injure myself. It's not worth me lifting a whole bunch of weight on squats. It's not worth me getting injured. But you can see a lot of progress in your legs by loading the squats up very, very heavy. Like you're going to build the most muscle with this exercise here. So if you do want to get the best bang for your buck, then yeah, I would say lift heavy, but be cautious and do it the right way. Like practice your technique with lightweight before you ever put a lot of weight on the bar, because you will get hurt eventually. I promise. Like the squats is probably the easiest one to get hurt on. So they're the best, but they could also be the worst at the same time, because if you're hurt, then you can't work out, period. Like you can't work out at all. So don't get yourself hurt. Be smart, learn the proper technique before you do it. But the squats, probably the king. And that's why you'll see when everybody thinks of legs, that's what they think of. They think of the squat. And number 2 on the list, which is a very close second to the squat, in my opinion, and that is the deadlift. So if you don't know, if you're listening to this, you probably know what a deadlift is. If you don't, you literally just load up the bar with weight, and it's on the ground, and you literally just pick it up off the ground, and you'll bring it up basically like to your waist. It's like one of the simplest workouts you can do. But at the same time, they're kind of like the squat because they're very, very dangerous. Like you can hurt yourself doing the deadlift very easily. And for that reason alone, I don't do deadlifts at all, like whatsoever. So I mentioned that I hurt my back in high school. Well, it's my lower back. So it don't hurt that bad when I do squats. But when I do deadlifts, it absolutely kills my lower back. So I don't do it at all, because it's not worth me getting injured. Like it's not worth the risk. Like the risk versus reward is not there for me. But if you're not injured and you can do it right, you have the proper technique, then that risk versus reward is there, in my opinion. Like if you're doing it right and you loading up the bar very heavy, like it should be done, then I think you can see a lot of progress with the deadlifts. And this is going to hit more of like that posterior chain of your legs, so more of the hamstrings and the glutes, and it's going to hit a lot of your core as well. And also the deadlifts will also hit your back. But that's not, we're not going to focus on the back in this on this list today. But yeah, squats are more of like your quads on the front part of your leg, and then deadlifts are going to be more hamstrings and glutes. So there's different kinds of deadlifts. You have the conventional deadlift, which is where your feet are like shoulder width apart. Romanian deadlifts. So these are when you don't let the bar go all the way down to the ground. You kind of keep your legs straight, almost not completely straight, and you take the bar down to like your calves. Down to your shins, and then you'll stand back up. Sumo deadlift. This is just like a normal deadlift, but your stance is really wide and you actually point your toes outward. And then a lot of people say the sumo deadlifts are like a cheat deadlift, but you can still do a lot of weight on the sumo deadlift. And then the trap bar deadlift is you actually use what they call a trap bar. So it's more of like a rectangular, not rectangle, it's like an octagon shape almost. And it's just a different way of doing the deadlift with a different kind of bar. But yeah, deadlifts super good for building muscle as well, but you got to do it right or you will injure yourself. Number 3, and this is a tough one because they absolutely suck, but they're really good for you. And these are the lunges. So these are great for unilateral work. So training your left and your right side. If you have a imbalance in your legs, these are good. So you can kind of even out that imbalance in your legs. These are going to hit your quads, they're going to hit your glutes, and hit your hamstrings. So I like the lunges a lot. I do these pretty much every leg day, but I know a lot of people don't like these, so they kind of stay away from them. You have walking lunges, which is you literally just walking forward and standing up with the weight. You can either hold dumbbells in your hands or you can put a bar on your back and do walking lunges. You have stationary lunges where you just step out in front of you, lunge, and then push yourself back up to where you began. Reverse lunges is just the opposite of a stationary lunge where instead of stepping forward, you'll step backwards and then come back to where you started. And you can also do lunges with the overhead press, so holding the bar above your head. And this is going to be more of like an agility type work. So it's going to be a little different. You probably won't be able to do as much weight when doing this one. Also, one of my other favorites that's I guess you could consider it a lunge, but it's a little different, is the Bulgarian split squat. This is a kind of a bonus one for you. The Bulgarian split squat. I like doing these too, and they suck doing them, but I think they're definitely worth it. So a Bulgarian split squat is basically you go ahead and get your legs into like a lunge position, but you'll put your back leg up on like a seat, like on a bench or on something to hold your leg up, and then you'll just sit there and do squats. It's basically a one-legged squat, pretty much. You'll put your back leg, prop it up on something, and then do a one-legged squat. And they hurt. Trust me, they hurt, but you get a good reward for it. So I like the Bulgarian split squat. I actually do those a lot. Number 4, the leg press. So pretty much any commercial gym you go into, it's going to have a leg press. And these are good. Leg press is good because you can load it up with a lot of weight. Like you can really, really test your strength with the leg press. And it's also a compound lift. So you're mainly going to hit your quads, but you can also hit your hamstrings a little bit too. A lot of people will play around with where they put their feet at on the plate, like the leg press plate. And this will kind of affect what muscles you're using a little bit, but it's mainly a quad movement. Like it's not mainly for your hamstrings. You will hit it a little bit. And some people will argue that you can hit both, or some people argue that you can't. But I don't know. It's kind of what you believe. I kind of believe that it's mainly going to hit your quads, but it will hit your hamstrings a little bit. They have several different kind of leg press machines. You have like a 45-degree leg press. You have like seated leg press, like the machines where you can adjust the weight. And then they have a hack squat. So a hack squat's kind of the opposite of like a leg press machine. So yeah, can't go wrong with the leg press. Load it up as heavy as you can. And you don't have to worry as much about your technique. These are very good beginner-friendly exercises because since it's on a machine when you use it, it's harder to get hurt because the weight can only go one direction. Like it can't move on you like it can in a squat. A squat, the weight's free weight. It's going to move wherever you let it go. On the machines, it can only go up and down the machine. So they're more beginner friendly. And I would suggest start with the leg press before you ever go to the squat. Start with the leg press. That's going to be a good like foundation builder for you. So moving on, number 5, leg extensions. These are probably one of my favorite. I love the leg extension machine. Leg extensions are going to isolate the quads. These are really, really good for the quads. It's going to target that muscle growth. So a lot of bodybuilders like to use the leg extension. I love the leg extension machine. So you have seated leg extensions. You can do lying leg extensions. There's different techniques. You can do like slow extensions, hold it at the top, and then let it slow back down. Just depends on what you're doing for that day. But yeah, the leg extension machines are great. Can't go wrong with them. I like to do them at the end of my workout just to kind of destroy my quads as much as possible at the end to just pump a bunch of blood into them and use that kind of as like my ending workout. But yeah, can't go wrong. Not much to say about the leg extension. You just get on the machine and knock them out. Next, number 6, hamstring curls. This focuses on obviously the hamstring. It's going to focus on strength and definition in the hamstrings. My favorite way to do the hamstring curl is actually on a lying hamstring machine. Unfortunately, the YMCA where I work out, they don't have a lying hamstring curl machine, but if I had to pick one, that's one I would pick. You can also do it seated. So a machine looks just like the leg extension. They have seated hamstring curls. And then they also have standing hamstring curls where you can stand up and do one leg at a time. That's actually the YMCA actually has one of those machines where you can do one at a time. And I like doing those, but I prefer doing the lying hamstring curls. I feel like I just get a better squeeze on the hamstrings when I'm doing it on the lying machine. Number 7, calf raises. Y'all can't forget the calf raises. I know we all struggle in the calf department. I do myself. So y'all can't neglect them. You gotta show them some love. I know they're hard to build. I always like to say calves are genetic. I really do. I like to say that, and I think that's just kind of an excuse for me not to have crazy nice calves. But hey, I've been working them out for years, and they still not where I want to be. I ain't gonna lie though. I have they have gotten a lot better here recently. When I did my Ironman, I did a lot of running, and honestly, I think the running helped my calves out a lot. They really did. But you want to build that definition for the calves. It's good for running. It's good for jumping. It's good for power in your legs. Several different ways you can do calf raise. You can do them standing with just a regular barbell. I actually like to do calves on a Smith machine. So I'll have a board or something that I can stand on, load up the Smith machine, and just do it on there. It makes it a lot easier because you ain't got to worry about the bar like falling forwards or falling backwards. It just stays on the Smith machines. That's how I do it if I'm gonna do a standing one. And then you also have seated calf raises, which is a machine that you use seated. And then you can do body weight calf raises where you just stand on the edge of something, do it one leg at a time. Calf raises, but then if you do it that way, you have to do a lot of them. You have to do a lot of reps. You can also do, I don't even know what they're called, but hold dumbbells in your hand and literally just walk around. And as you walk around, just push up on your toes. So literally like walk across the gym, stand up on your toes, and then take a next step, stand up on your toes. I actually like to do that if I'm finishing off the calves. This is good to pump a lot of blood in the calf muscle, like towards the end of your workout. So that's another one you can do for the calf raise. Number 8, step ups. So step ups are kind of like a lunge in a way, but not really. These are going to be good for uh, like functional training, like training that you would do that you would use in your everyday life. This is good for mobility, agility, things like that. So a step up is literally you're stepping up on some kind of platform. A lot of gyms will have some kind of plyo box or they have some kind of boxes or benches that you can step up on. So put a barbell on your back or hold dumbbells in your hand and step up on it and just take turns. Do the right leg, step down, left leg, step down. And these are good for just functional movements. And they're good for overall leg development as well. So you have box step ups, bench step ups, weighted step ups. You can also do lateral step ups. So you can do it to the side if you want to. I like doing these just for keeping my body like mobile, keeping that agility because this will work your abs a lot too. So what I'll do sometimes is I'll take a plate and I'll hold it above my head. So hold it straight above your head and then do the step ups. It's going to work your core a lot too. So I like doing it that way as well, just to change it up, work the core a little bit more, and make it a little bit harder, make it more functional training. All right, number 9. And this one's for the women out there. You know, I couldn't do the leg exercises without having the women on here. And I know this is y'all's favorite one to do, and that's the hip thrust. So, with that being said, hip thrusts are not just for women. Like men, y'all need to be doing the hip thrust too. I know they're goofy looking. I know you feel weird doing them, but glutes are very, very important. Like you got to build your glutes. I think of the glutes as like, I guess you could say like the shoulders of your legs. So if you think about it, your quads of your legs, they're like your triceps. Your hamstrings are like your biceps. And then the glutes, I think, are like your shoulders. So you wouldn't just not train your shoulders. So don't just not train your glutes. I know it's weird to think of it that way, but that's kind of how I think of it. I think like your upper body has something that matches it on your lower body. So like your calves, that's your forearms. Your calves and your forearms go together. That's just how I think about things. But yeah, you can't neglect the glutes. You got to build them. A lot of glute workouts will also hit your hamstrings. So the hip thrust will hit your hamstrings as well. So several different ways to do hip thrust. The YMCA actually has a hip thrust machine, which I like. I do it a lot. That's made strictly for hip thrust. You also can just get a barbell, put it on your hips on like the edge of a bench or something, and lower the weight up and down. There's several different ways. You can use bands. A lot of women use the little bands to do hip thrust. You can do body weight hip thrust just on the ground, elevated hip thrust, however you want to do it. But yeah, don't neglect the glutes for the men. The women out there, y'all keep doing. I know y'all gonna do them anyways. That's y'all's favorite leg exercise to do. Hey, I'm not hating on it. I know why y'all do it. Obviously, you got to build the booty, but I think a lot of men they're kind of scared of this exercise. They don't want to do it because they don't want to look goofy in the gym. But I do it because I want to build well-rounded, well-sculpted legs. So hey, y'all, I'm gonna build a booty out here whether y'all do it or not. Number 10, Romanian hamstring. Well, I already hit on this a little bit earlier with the deadlifts, but the Romanian deadlift. So I like to do this one. I don't like to include this one with my deadlifts because I think this one works more like the glutes and the hamstrings. So Romanian deadlifts, you hold a barbell, or you can do it with dumbbells too. I used to do it with dumbbells a lot. You hold it in your hands, like standing up, lower the bar down to like your shins level. Keep your legs bent slightly, just a slight bend in your legs to where you'll feel that stretch in your hamstrings. And then when you stand up, squeeze your glutes and push your hips forward. So like almost thrust forward with your hips as you're standing up, squeezing your glutes, and that'll help you stand up with the bar. I like to do those a lot. So like the Romanian deadlift and the Bulgarian split squats, those are two of my kind of favorite alterations. The Bulgarian split squat is an alteration of a lunge, and then the Romanian deadlifts are like a what's the word? They're like a deviation of the deadlift. So that's what I like to do. And there you have it. That's the top 10 leg exercises for build muscle, in my opinion. But remember, consistency and proper form are going to be key to building your muscles, building your legs, and everything that goes for in fitness. So choose your exercises that fit your fitness level. You don't want to do something that you're not ready to do, or you don't want to do too much weight that you're not ready to lift. But at the same time, you need to be challenging yourself. Don't make it too easy because then you're not going to see any progress. It's progressive overload. So start light, get your form down, get your technique down, and then over time you can start adding some weight. So a few bonus tips: warm up before you do legs. Warming up for leg day for me is huge because I have super tight hips. For some reason, my hip flexors they don't like me. They're super tight. I have to loosen them up a lot before I do leg day. So I probably do a 15-minute leg warm up, like exercise, stretching my hips out before I do legs every time, because if I don't, I'm gonna get hurt. Like I'm gonna injure myself, and it's not gonna feel good. So warm up is huge. Do a quick little like 5-minute jog on the treadmill. Do a good stretch. Swing your legs out. All that good stuff. Do a warm up, and then mix up your routine. Experiment with different leg exercises. Don't just do the same ones every time. I don't suggest you do all 10 of those exercises on one day. I don't suggest that at all. Don't do that. Mix it up. Use them. Mix them up together and use them for different days. This will keep your exercises interesting. Keep it not boring. Keep you motivated going back to the gym, because leg days are not fun. We all know that. So you got to mix it up, spice it up a little bit, make it more fun. And then another tip is just proper nutrition. So on leg days, you're using your biggest muscles. You're using the most energy working these muscles. So it's important to feed your body the proper nutrition for muscle growth and for recovery. So don't just starve yourself because you're trying to lose some weight. Like feed your body the nutrition that it needs, some protein especially. Get some protein in after you work out. And it's going to be huge for building those legs, building the base, building that foundation that you need to ultimately build the rest of your body. Yeah. So just remember, stay safe when you do it. Honestly, I would spend a few months working on my routine. I mean, on uh my technique and my form before I really started loading the bar up. You can get really strong with a little bit of weight in the gym, you'd be surprised. You just have to like change up the way you're doing the weight. So instead of just repping it out fast every time you think you need to add some more weight, slow yourself down. Like do a 5 second negative and then stand up on a squat and then see how hard, I mean, how bad your legs feel. You literally put 135 on the bar, do a 5 second negative, and then do a 5 second positive on a squat. Your legs will be on fire with just 135 pounds. It literally changed the way you see fitness in a whole as a whole, because they don't take a lot of weight to put a lot of strain and a lot of stress on your muscles. You can change it up. Like literally, I don't do any more than 225, maybe 245 on squat anymore, because I don't see the benefit. Like I don't want to hurt my back, so I don't do it. But ways I can change it up to make that weight a lot harder, to make it still get a really good workout in. I'll change up the time that I'm lowering the weight down and the time that I'm bringing it back up. So there's different ways to play around with it to make it harder. And that's what I do instead of just loading a bunch of weight up on there. I can do more. I could do over 300 pounds easy on the squat, but it's just not worth it for me. So I don't do it. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Hope y'all had a great first week of 2024. Hope y'all are still smashing your goals. I know y'all are going to kill it this year. Y'all going to keep doing y'all's thing. We're going to do it as well. But until then, almost forgot. I dropped a new YouTube video on the YouTube channel, Murphy McCammon. Y'all subscribe, check it out, leave me a like. It's the past video I did was just a video of me working out in my gym. I mean, in my garage. I was explaining my chest day routine and like my philosophy around why I do it and how I do it. So if y'all want to learn a little bit more about your chest day and what you should do in your next chest day, go give the video a watch. And I got another video coming to y'all, but I can't tell you what it is yet. It'll be posted this week. But yeah, y'all go subscribe to the channel. Y'all have a great week. Peace, love, protein. We out.